Real estate sales have slowed way down. In fact, existing home sales are at their slowest pace since August 2010. Stay tuned to today's video to get the details on the Charlotte real estate market for November 2023. If we haven't met before, I'm Kristen, and along with my husband Jason, we post videos every single week about what it's like to live, work, and play in Charlotte and her suburbs. If that's interesting to you, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell so that you get notified every time we post new content. Let's talk numbers. Every month, our MLS publishes data on the month prior, and since knowledge is power, I like to share those numbers with you, my faithful viewers. So let's jump in. The first stat we look at is new listings. New listings is just simply a count of all of the new listings that hit the market in a given month. In November 2023, there were 3,484 new listings, which was down from last month, which is typical. Seasonality plays a big part in this. There's Thanksgiving in November, and people kind of just generally slow down and get ready for the holiday season. So things do tend to slow down in November and December. However, I think it's very important to note that in November 2023, we actually saw a 3.5% increase over last year's numbers. That is huge because if you actually look at the last 24 months of data, what we have seen over the last 12 months is negative every single month. So the year-over-year change has been a decrease every single month of the past year until November. So, are the tides turning? Is something changing in the market? We will have to wait and see what happens next month, but that is a very encouraging sign. Next up is pending sales. This is simply a count of those homes that went under contract in a given month. So whether they can still be shown or they are not allowing for showings is irrelevant. It's counting all of the homes that went under contract. And for November 2023, we saw 2,765 homes go pending, and that is a slight decrease of 284 from October. However, once again, we did see an increase year over year. So again, a very encouraging sign. If we are seeing all these negatives, the year over year negatives, month after month after month for the past year, and now all of a sudden we're seeing a positive change here, that gives us hope that the market is starting to kind of stabilize and get to a point where buyers and sellers are feeling more confident about moving forward in their real estate journeys. The next stat we take a look at is closed sales. Now, I want to make a note that this is a delayed stat because these closings are the homes that went under contract in October. So it is a little bit of a delayed stat. So we are still seeing a negative here. If you look over the past 12 months, again, we're seeing all negative year over year changes. We had 2,845 homes close in November 2023. This was a decrease from October. It was a decrease from last November, and potentially we would be looking next month maybe at a positive change. We'll have to wait and see what happens for December. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you know that this next stat is one I find very valuable, both to buyers and sellers. This one is days on market. Now, the days on market is going to illustrate what is happening in the market as we speak. If the days on market are going up, that means that homes are sitting a little longer on the market. Buyers are taking longer to come in and purchase a home. Oftentimes it means that buyers are able to maybe get a few perks. Maybe they can make an offer under list price. Maybe they can ask for closing cost assistance, which you can then use to lower your interest rate, right? You can buy down that interest rate from funding from the seller. You can also ask for repairs when you get your inspection and you have some issues that might be wrong with the home. You can start asking for repairs in those cases. When homes are sitting on the market for fewer days, it tends to mean that sellers have the upper hand. and maybe in some cases you're even seeing multiple offers. Well, let's look at what's happening in November 2023 in the Charlotte market. Our days on market is 32, and if you notice, that is exactly the same as October and just a slight increase from September, August, July, and so forth. What we're seeing here is a little bit of a stabilizing effect, right? If we're seeing this number kind of stay right around that 32, maybe we've hit a new norm, and that is what we're looking at going forward. I would anticipate that next month this number might go slightly up just based on what I'm experiencing in the market right now. My listings that I have on the market have actually been on the market for slightly longer than this 32 days. So I would definitely anticipate seeing this number might tick up just a little bit next month. Now, if you notice, this is actually a decrease from November 2022. It was an 8.6% decrease from last year. And once again, this is the opposite of what's happened over the past 12 months. So it does kind of give us hope that maybe we've hit kind of a little bit more stable ground, so to speak, moving forward in our real estate. Now, this next stat we don't spend a lot of time talking about. It's average list price. As you know, the average list price is going to be determined by the sellers in the market, the homeowners. They're listing their property at where they feel comfortable. Hopefully they're listening to their real estate agent and using the comps and the data to help them price their home appropriately, but that's not always the case. Some sellers do want to hit a certain number, they want to get what their neighbors got, etc. So this number that we're looking at for November 2023, $474,082, a little bit of a decrease from last month and a 9.4% increase from November 2022. So this number does not mean a whole lot because the buyers do end up determining where that final price ends up being. The market is going to determine whether your list to sale ratio is close to 100, if it's a little under, if it's a little over. The next two stats we're going to take a look at are much more indicative of how the market is going. And these are average sales price and median sales price. They're just mathematically a little bit different from one another, but we're going to take a look at both of them so that you can see where the sales prices are going in the Charlotte market. First off is the average sales price. We hit $453,224 in November 2023. This was about a $12,000 decrease from October 2023. And it was about a $10,000 increase from last November, 2.2% increase. So as you can see, these numbers are not going up as quickly as they had been in the past few years. We've kind of hit a little bit more stable ground with these sales prices. And as for median sales price, now this number is that center number where half of the sales closed over that price and half of the sales closed under that price. And for November 2023, that was $379,900. It was a negative 0.8% change from last year. Very, very close, not far off at all, about $3,000 less than November 2022 sales. Now, the percent of original list price received is another stat that I like to really look at because it really illustrates, just like days on market, it illustrates very strongly what's happening in the current market. When we look at the percent of original list price received for November 2023, it was 96.9%. This was a decrease from October, but a 1.3% increase from last year in November. So one thing to really take note of is that homes are, on average, selling for under list price, but again, seasonality has a lot to do with it. Homes do tend to sit on the market a little longer in November and December, so that allows buyers to come in and knock a little bit of money off of that list price when they make their offers. My guess is that next month this will be very close, if not a little bit lower next month. If you happen to be a buyer in the market right now, you should really be thinking about making a purchase in the month of December or early in January when you can still find a deal. Historically, once we get rolling into January and February, we're going to see this number creep much closer to that 100%, and homes are going to sell closer to their list price. The deals are to be had right now. Let's wrap up our data with month supply of homes for sale. What I wanted to bring your attention to here is that we've had a 0% change year over year for 4 months in a row. It really does feel like we've hit a stabilizing point in the market because our month supply of homes for sale has really kind of gotten to a point where it's settled. Just by numbers alone, a 1.9 month supply of inventory still indicates a seller's market. But in practice, when we're out there seeing what is happening in the market, buyers are getting the opportunity to have the upper hand in a lot of cases. It may be that we've plateaued at this point. We'll have to see what happens in the months ahead. There you have it. This has been your Charlotte real estate update for November 2023. If you're in the market to buy or sell real estate in the Charlotte area, I would love for you to reach out. My information is down in the description below. Or if you have a question about the current market, I would encourage you to leave it in the comments below so that we can generate some conversation around what's going on in the real estate market. By the way, if you're watching from somewhere else and you need a real estate agent outside of the Charlotte area, I would encourage you to still reach out because I do have referral partners all over the world. I can help make a connection for you. Well, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.